I got my first 4-star review, and that's not like 4 as in like 4 is the most. It's 4 out of 5. It's like an imperfect review, right? And I'm actually a little bit excited about it, and I want to share the review with you, and I want to tell you specifically why it's exciting to me, like why I consider it to be a good thing. And so this is from Stephen Rogenbach, and I apologize if I mispronounce your last name, Steve. But he gave me a 4-star review. Now, he'd actually heard in some other piece of content from me that I actually, part of me didn't like that for the years that I've been running BTMS Insiders, my training library for copywriters and marketers, that all I've gotten are 5-star reviews. And of course, I don't want to put out like terrible content, right? But all that I've gotten is 5-star reviews, and it feels a little bit less credible than if there are just at least a few that are imperfect. In fact, somebody might hate me, and as long as they have a good reason for hating me, that's fine. But when it's all 5-star reviews, it actually lacks some credibility. So the beginning of this is actually kind of a reaction, and I think it's hard to say if he would have actually given this 5 stars if he hadn't heard me talk about wanting 4-star reviews. But let's dig into the review. It says the headline is "Honest Review, Starting with the Negatives." And he specifically left this on my story selling masterclass training, although it's clear that he's speaking about more than his experience with just the story selling masterclass. He says, "I think Roy said somewhere that he wished he got more 4-star reviews because they're more believable," with a smiley face. Well, here, I'll start off with a few of the drawbacks of BTMS Insiders. The lessons could definitely be more visually engaging. Typically, it's a plain looking mind map or PowerPoint format, not much video or even photos. Occasionally, there will also be a lesson that just doesn't do it for me. For example, the general productivity tips and high velocity copywriting were mostly things I already knew about and found myself wanting to fast forward past. Reasonable critiques. I still remember when I sold IT training, one of the biggest complaints that we got was that the training was ugly. But when people would try the competitors that had much prettier training, what they would end up doing is coming right back because they would realize that our content was the best. And so I've always focused on the content being the best. And, frankly, I put more work into the look of it than I would naturally do for myself. But I do recognize that my training is not like flashy designed, right? So he says, but after a few weeks of exploring BTMS Insider's content, I'm now getting deep into the story selling masterclass. And I have to say, I am really impressed now. It's cliche to say, but it does feel like Roy is pulling back the curtain or allowing me to see the matrix as far as how stories are everywhere and how they have such a big impact on persuasion. After watching the lessons on the story templates, I feel invigorated to dig through sales letters to find examples of each story type and see how they're used. I would say this is a distinctly higher tier of content than you find in Business in a Box BizOp courses where they teach you one specific online marketing method. In BTMS Insiders, I feel like I'm learning the deeper concepts behind time-tested principles of sales and marketing with a focus on copywriting, which can be applied to all kinds of businesses. It's also great how Roy is personally connected to so many legends of direct response and has incorporated lessons from all of them into the trainings. Individual courses from other copywriting gurus are often $1,000 plus, so to get access to all of Roy's courses that distill these ideas for only $97 a month is actually a bargain. If you spend an hour a day going through the content, you could easily get $1,000 worth of value in the first month. Roy has also been pretty responsive to me since becoming a member. He replied to my email, and then he actually based the monthly Insiders call on a question I had. So that was an added bonus. And not promising that for everybody, but it happened to align with content that I wanted to cover. This is an early testimonial, I suppose. It's not like I've applied all the ideas in 10x my business or anything like that yet. But I do feel good about vouching for Roy and the value of the first month or two of membership at least. Considering that you can cancel anytime, I definitely encourage others to take the leap and then start with the story selling masterclass. So like this review, there's so much integrity to this review because he does say the things he doesn't like. And I don't disagree that those are places where the content, like I can't promise that every single piece of content is going to be brand new to everybody, although I do put a lot of original concepts forward and teach a lot of things in original ways. And frankly, I don't even try to make my content the prettiest training out there. Some of it's ugly, and I recognize that that's not for everybody. But I will tell you that if you're focused on the timeless principles and strategies that underlie all great techniques and tactics and practices of effective direct response marketing, like being able to spend $1 on your marketing, your advertising, and have it come back with a new customer in tow, like that is exactly what BTMS Insiders is built for. And it's clear that like that's the as Steve and other insiders, other members have learned, like that's why this content is unique and why this content is so powerful. And yeah, like I'm not teaching you gimmicky, like copy this email formula and, make $1 million in your sleep, because usually that stuff doesn't actually work. Like those promises are really good at selling you the content, but they don't actually make you a better marketer. But I teach things that make you a better marketer. And that's not always the pretty stuff. It's not always the most exciting stuff, but it is the stuff that's incredibly effective. And so like, this is another thing, proof and credibility, and the fact that like a 4-star review actually increases the credibility of every 5-star review. That's not like, people love 5-star reviews, right? That's not necessarily what what I teach. Like I'm going to teach that a 4-star review is actually going to help you sell better because it's going to help people see, the flaws, those little bits of imperfection that exists in every human being, right? And work being the output of human beings, there are going to be flaws in my work. I am not perfect. But if all my reviews are 5 stars, you think that I've like called the bad reviews out. But the reality is like, this is a 4-star review and I'm going to celebrate it because it just underscores all of the 5-star reviews that I have already received at this point. So what do you think? Like, leave a comment below. Let me know, how valuable did you find this as an idea, as a lesson, as a tip on a scale of 1 to 10. Let me know how valuable you found it and why. Like, what's your big takeaway? What's your action item? What is your perspective shift? Also, click that like button before you go so you get more content like this delivered to you, and so the magical algorithms of the internet know to share it with more people like you who will find it valuable. You can certainly share it with people directly, and subscribe before you go. You can subscribe here and go to breakthroughmarketingsecrets.com, get my daily emails Monday through Friday. That link is in the description. And also I'm going to include a link to the Story Selling Masterclass where you can actually see Steven's review on the BTMS Insiders website, as well as a link directly to the All Access Pass subscription, where you pay 1 monthly fee and you get access. It's well over 100 hours of content. And this week I just added my new sleight of pen training, all the core content of that on hypnosis and persuasion and belief change for copywriters, things on neurolinguistic programming for copywriters. And there's just a ton of really valuable content there. And if you are a copywriter, a direct marketer, a business builder, online marketer, if you're an entrepreneur, like I know that if you start browsing through that catalog and start picking up all of the different principles and strategies that I teach in that training, like it can easily pay for the $100 a month, 10 times over, even 100 times over, as you apply that throughout the course of your career. So my name is Roy Furr. This has been a video issue of Breakthrough Marketing Secrets. Again, comment, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video issue. I'll see you soon. Bye.